Welcome back to the Overwatch League, everybody. Right now, Toronto Defiant up 2 over the Chengdu Hunters, and it's looking pretty one-sided so far, huh?
It is. I mean, you have to say the Defiant really following the hunter-killer protocol that was that was laid down by the Seoul Dynasty of the Shanghai Dragons. They have been a little bit figured out. Their strategies are pretty transparent, and you know, Defiant doing exactly what they need to do, bringing that Ana play, bringing the Moira play against them on the Lighthouse point on Achilios, and
true enough. But there's a substitution. That's right, Bacon Jack subbing in for Late Young, of course, the DPS superstar. And will he be able to make a difference? It's a change, but it doesn't really seem like that amounts to a stylistic change in maps for this team when he comes in.
It does, because they're probably going to play a lot of Widowmaker now on Volskaya, so there's an opportunity for him to actually make some game-changing pickups by sniping people off the enemy team. We'll see if it will actually make a big enough of effect, though, for the Chengdu Hunters to win.
Sure. It's going to allow them to do the double sniper thing like they're kind of showing right now. As we get started on the defense on Volskaya Industries, Toronto Defiant making a couple last-minute swaps as well. We'll see. Bacon Jack needs to get those picks. Same goes for Jinmu. Eamon, again, still looking to make those plays. Ooh, there's another swap. Yakpung going over to the Winston. When you have that double sniper, you can get aggressive on that backline sometimes.
Yeah, you can. And using the Winston, you need to be able to reposition to try and jump on top of the Widowmaker.
That's the idea.
Try and get control of the high ground first, though, by jumping in with the Zarya bubble on top of the Winston, and then rotating around the side to the high ground.
Right.
Oh my, it's great DMAC already.
Whoa, no kidding. Bacon Jack finding that final damage right as it ends, and ooh, a couple good shots there, perhaps waiting for the team to show themselves.
Can you actually get in there, though, to deal with Ivy? Because Stellar is in there with the shield bash,
well,
finally.
Apparently you can.
Well, Eamon's going to get the mini diva, and now they're going to get Ivy on the exit. So got both of those choke points.
So the thing is yeah, Widowmaker's ultimate lets you see through walls, but Hanzo kind of gets to do that on a small area all the time, and if the attacking team is going through this room, you're always going to know exactly where they are with Sonic Arrows. So it's really tough for Toronto Defiant to actually push this way against this double sniper.
Yeah, but it's hard for Chengdu to push into that room because there's so much healing, and all of their damage is in long-range snipers that have no sight lines. Yeah. So how do you actually displace the triple support that are bottled up there?
Do you need to, as long as they stay in there, though? I mean, let them stay in there, I say. Let them eat cake in the side room.
They've escaped, though, Noah.
Oh, no, they're out. Oh, there we go. Bacon Jack. Trying to equalize things again. And Toronto Defiant. Big knock-up coming in from Eamon. That's going to be the minefield as well. Self-destruct dropping down. Roki not so lucky. Again, the minefield is his doom. Jinmu gets rezzed by Veltal, and it looks like Hunter's still holding. Not bad so far.
It's a very unique defense.
Yeah.
We don't typically see double sniper defenses because they don't have a lot of point control, right?
Right.
You can't really jump down onto the point and live very long if you're playing with a sniper like a Widowmaker or a Hanzo. And here we go. They're just going to try and push the dragon through right now.
Interesting. All right. Now, they don't have any Graviton Surge or anything to pair that, so you can kind of use it as a zoning tool to just buy more time. Toronto Defiant with 1:30 on the clock, deciding to go the right side, but again, that Sonic Arrow just showing the Hunters exactly where they're going to be, helping set up those shots for Bacon Jack's Widowmaker.
You see Stellar there using the Brigitte shield just to make sure the supports get over safely.
Yeah.
To the next room against the two snipers. They're going to drop down and try and get onto the point now.
And it's tough. You're trying to control this little health pack group. This is a classic attack strat. When you're going against something a little bit more DPS heavy here, there's going to be another mine shield field already, rather. Yakpung with that Primal Rage doesn't really want to go in on it. That Primal Rage doesn't get him a whole lot. Yakpung a little bit low, gets the heals just in time. Oh, but he's getting so low. Can they finish him off? Transcendence comes in from Neko. They needed that bad, and now with Jinmu down, that's the chance. They had to use the grab to do it. Bielbo, what? Velto just gets a res. Nobody can stop him. He just floats up there and does it. That's another Dragon Strike coming through. Knockup taking a lot of those Lucio shields out of there as they were in that Dragon Strike for a short time. Kyo down though, and now with Elsa knocked off the map, that might be the ticket. Xinmu does get one onto Yakpong, but looks like Toronto will finally take A.
And they got 4.5 minutes off the time bank, Doa, so
not bad.
Yakpong had to wait to get a Primal Rage just so he could leap over and zone out the two snipers. The crowd is cheering for Bacon Jack's Bastion.
Oh yeah, man, and they're cheering for Jinmu's Torb. Are you kidding me? That's right. Not just the Bastion. Bastion doesn't get a cheer like that, Monty. Only one hero in Overwatch gets a cheer like that.
Symmetro?
No, it's Torbjorn. That's right. He's back. Hunters putting everything they've got into this defense here. The turret firing from the side. Envy drops the mech right on top of it. Sleep dart on a Neko, but he's going to respond to the kill on a Jinmu anyway. That doesn't matter for the Hunters, so as they are going to grab a couple kills here. One tick already taken by Defiant as they're trying to remain as such on the point here. Hunters,
that's a
they've
big
got that Orisa shield, and it's going to be tough for them to break through it. That's right, Kyo dropping that grenade from Ana, reducing the healing to 0 for a short time for Defiant, and they're going to hold. So, interesting.
Yeah, Kyo actually saved that push by using the Bio Nade.
Yeah. And
also getting the Sleep Dart onto Neko in the little room, which gave them a little bit more time to burst him down, and they're just going to set up this high ground defense once again. Well, is this the Overwatch League? Is it a gold ladder game? I don't know.
I don't know. It could be. Why not both? That's what I say.
I mean, it is gold. That's the Chengdu Hunters color.
That's right. It's a Path of Pro right in front of us. That's it.
I like how they have the Reinhardt and the Orisa for double barrier.
You got to dive onto it, too, and that's going to make that Ana Grenade really good. You got to get aggressive on this. Graviton Surge used by Toronto. Not a lot of people caught up in that. Bacon Jack goes into tank boosted. That's right. He's nano boosted. He's got to get the damage done. That shield does not last long. Stellar. Whoa! Picks Roki out of the air. It's Duck Hunt.
You know, I honestly love this, Doa. The Defiant, when they're in game, they're not the most adaptable team in the world.
Not really. That's
Chengdu is really throwing them for a loop right now by running a double barrier Bastion Torbjorn high ground defense and forcing them.
I think it's great.
They're covered from the front, they're covered from the back.
It's like the pirate ship back on Junkertown back in the day, only it's no ship. It's just like the turret, man. It's the fortress comp.
This is hilarious.
I love it. 2 minutes remaining for Toronto Defiant. They've gotten a little over a tick so far. They need a lot more to take point B here. Here we go. Jinmu hits the E again. Yakpong down already. That Winston out of commission. Ooh, they lost Elsa though, so it could be a problem here for the Hunters. Could be a big problem as Defiant finally crushed through this and take point B. It took them a long time, but they finally cracked it.
I mean, it was silly. It was effective. Like, both of their defenses were quite effective at draining time off the clock, so credit to the Hunters.
I don't even know what to say at this point. We can see anything in this match. Quick break. When we come back, Hunters go on the attack. Don't miss it. Spirited defense by the Chengdu Hunters. takes the Toronto Defiant down to 1:44 in the time bank. Don't forget, next Sunday, Paris Eternal versus San Francisco Shock at 12 p.m. Pacific on Disney XD. That's going to be a sick match as well. One of our final regular matches in the stage before a week of playoffs. Should be a fun time. But back to this one. Right here.
Back to this one, where the Chengdu Hunters managed to take a lot of time off the clock. You know, for a map that we frequently see going to 2 or more full completions, so like 4+ points for a team. For them to come out and take almost all the time, less than 2 minutes remaining, is quite the feat. And now Jinmu back on the Pharah Bacon Jack, taking over on the Sombra, so DPS heavy composition.
That's right. It's Pharah time.
Normally you wouldn't see this if the enemy team is running a Winston 3-3 on defense, because it's a lot easier for Winston to take advantage of enemy positioning and take out a support quickly.
Well, we'll see. He's going to need to be careful because Bacon Jack's going to have those hacks ready to go. And I feel like you wouldn't normally see this is how you've started every analytical point you've made this series, Monty. You're usually right, but with the Hunters, who knows, man?
I mean, the Hunters are losing the match.
They are. That is true. Well, they do get the first kill on the Yakpong.
That's a big one, and they're just going to roll through.
Yeah, why not? They could chain this into quite a bit more.
Oh, they can.
Oh, well,
they
goodbye,
will.
Ivy. Ivy, not long for this world. There goes Envy's mech as well. There goes Envy. Call that one. And it looks like the Hunters are going to be able to take point A in pretty quick fashion here.
Ivy is trying desperately to laser afar out of the sky, but that's not going to work. So much chip damage coming in from these rockets.
Yakpong back again, but he doesn't have the ultimate. Oh, but they do have the Transcendence. Toronto Defiant, a chance to regroup.
Oh,
and with Ivy's
boy.
kill on Bacon Jack and Elsa's mech, are you kidding me? Amin tried to stop right there, but he got pulled into the grab right before he was going to land. Toronto Defiant turning this one around. Whoa, that was so close for the Hunters, but they're going to have to try again.
See, one of the issues, Doa, is if those tanks can stay alive long enough, you get the respawns, and you're not actually putting pressure on the point a lot of the time.
Fair enough.
Simply because you don't have tanks to survive against the rockets. So now you're not able to really walk down there and start getting that percent forward. They did get 2 ticks, and now the Chengdu Hunters are coming back with an EMP.
Yep, Bacon Jack lurking in the back, ready to attack. Sorry, that was too much alliteration. Which, rhyming, actually. All right, has to back away if he gets shield bash. Envy engaging with the self-destruct. Chengdu Hunters scattering. Nobody gets caught by it, though. They just need that one last tick. There's the EMP. Bacon Jack just throwing it at the door, but he didn't hit the sound barrier. It's going to try to save Toronto Defiant. Keo down. Ivy finds one. Good start for the Defiant here, despite the hack onto Envy. He does lose his mech. Got something. Keo does get rezzed by Veltal, so Hunter's still in this one for now. Ivy with that pulse bomb. Is he going to be able to find a target for it, though? Lurking around the side, trying to get up on the high ground.
Wants a support pick off here if he can get it. Keo in the back.
Oh, nice stick! Gets it right onto the Ana. Meanwhile, Amon stomping Envy into the ground. Jinmu down courtesy of an angry Roki. It's super effective.
It is super effective, Doa. Now Chengdu suddenly, after looking like they would cap that first point for sure, under a minute remaining here on point A.
Yeah, it's looking grim for the Chengdu Hunters. They will have just 2 ultimates, it looks like, coming up here in Hammonds and Mercies. Maybe the EMP. Bacon Jack has a good chance to build this one, but it's looking rough.
Amon really has to make this minefield work.
Yep, that's right. Does he just trap Yakpong in the door with the minefield? No, not quite.
Nice
Waiting
stun.
it out. Yeah, it worked out. There we go. They're trapping him in there. Ooh, that is pretty good. Yakpong down. It's going to be hard to get out for the rest of the members. Keo going in, blowing up a lot of those mines while in Transcendence, so he doesn't take damage. A good response from Defiant, but they're down their main tank. There goes Ivy. Chengdu with a real chance to take this one. Envy could not get there. They take A.
That was really well played by Chengdu.
Get to B. There's still members of Defiant on A.
There you go.
Make it. And rush it.
They can rush it, but look at what they did right there, Doa. They set up the minefield, waited until the anti-healing biotic grenade came in from Keo's Ana, so they can actually finish the elimination onto the main tank.
Sure enough, Amon hacked, has to back away, has to play a little bit safe here. Seems to be regularly, more or less ignored. Ooh, nice shield bash onto him. Gotta watch out, needs that shield back. Here we go, Roki! Getting run over. Meanwhile, Yakpong in a lot of trouble here. Eamon does have another minefield. He's going to use it once again to split off a few members of Toronto here.
Six-player
down.
hack.
That's right. Big EMP comes in from Envy, but there's no follow-up from Defiant. So what are you going to do? Now the EMP for Bacon Jack, and they may have just sealed the deal here. Only the respawns coming in now. Roki first to appear. It's going to be Yakpunk swapping over to his own Wrecking Ball, but he's going to get slept and taken out of this mortal coil. That's going to be B perhaps. Envy down. Self-destruct comes in for Elsa. Stellar manages to get his shield up in time.
Rally is up.
Yeah, trying to stay alive with that rally.
So
got the sound barrier. Oh, Toronto, we've seen them turn this one around again. Ivy, lots of damage.
Got the grab, but he's not hacked though.
Yep, that's right, waiting for it. Oh, the grab gets eaten. Elsa was ready. He was right up in his face with the defense matrix. Chengdu Hunter's trying to make this one last. Jinmu gets nano boosted, and that's a lot of damage coming out of that Brigitte right now. Eamon gets a couple as well, and I think the Hunters may have actually just been able to equalize here. That's it, they get B, and they've got a better time bank too.
A little bit of a greedy play at the end of A cost Toronto Defiant. And they couldn't get in position in time, but brilliant use of a minefield and a biotic grenade from the Hunters, and they roll through B as well.
That was an exciting round. We'll be back to see who takes it in the extra innings right after this. Sky Industries hosting perhaps the most industrious of Overwatch League teams, and the Chengdu Hunters just trying to do anything they can to make things work with the composition, with the way they've chosen to play the game.
Yeah, this was
the end of A again here.
This was the play I was talking about, because they wait until Neko can get in there, and there is the biotic grenade. And it was really the patience to wait until the barrier was down, to throw the biotic grenade in the Winston bubble, and then by cutting off any retreat with the mines. And that was an excellent combination by the Hunters. They know how to run these compositions. They're creative, and they know how they play. It's just that they're not necessarily the best comps, although Roki's just gonna get popped up in the air.
Roki.
And destroyed by Bacon Jack.
Man.
Good setup there. I mean, they disrupted that Winston bubble, and they popped out one of the supports, and that gave Bacon Jack enough time to get the snipe kill.
And we saw how long the Hunters were able to hold this point in their first defense. Oh, Neko! How dare you show your face in the presence of Bacon Jack? He will find you every single time.
And now they have to retreat, because they can't get the low mobility Zenyatta across those open spaces against two snipers without their tank line there. So they have to full retreat right now.
You gotta have some sort of shield in front of him, because it's like we were talking about earlier. Jinmu's gonna have the Sonic Arrow on there, man. They're gonna know where you are. Dragon Strike coming through.
Oh, that's
Toronto
brutal.
Split off a little bit.
Even's just gonna D-mech. Wow, he's got the D-mech on him. He pushed him out just by bouncing him out.
Yep, split him off with the rest of the team. Easy D-mech. Now Defiant in big trouble. They don't have their diva. No way to block incoming stuff.
And with only 20 seconds left.
Oh, Neko.
Yeah,
Neko.
He's going to be coming back with a Widowmaker, a desperation play for Envy.
Oh, he's known for that hero as well. It's a minefield just dropped right in the big health pack for Bacon Jack with another headshot onto Neko. There goes Envy as well. And the Chengdu Hunters with a stalwart defense on point A. It's crazy, but if it works, who cares? Desperation for Toronto Defiant. Envy now over on the Tracer, but they've already lost Ivy Zarya. Bacon Jack under pressure here. Yakpong trying to fight the 1v1, but he has to retreat. Somebody needs to get on the point. There goes Roki. Jinmu finds him with an arrow. Jinmu finds Envy as well. There's no stopping the Hunters. They're gonna hold it right here, and they're gonna put themselves in a great place to win this map.
Great strats from the Hunters. You really do have to admire what they can do. They think outside of the box. Double sniper defense, that's weird. Orisa, Reinhardt, Bastion, Torbjorn defense, that's incredibly weird for point B, but they know how to run these strategies. They have the plays in mind. Look at this flank from Jinmu too. Gross.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And the whole team,
another one.
The whole team just really knows how to play around.
What? Jinmu, you beast!
Jinmu, we talked about him, top 2 far in the league. Excellent projectile DPS player. Those are some impressive mechanics.
That's terrifying. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight, man.
Jinmu's going to keep you up at night.
That's right. Every time I come around a doorway, there's going to be an arrow. Actually, as a Zenyatta main, that is a legitimate nightmare for me because every time I walk through a doorway in the game, there's an arrow already headed at my head, in the air.
Just to make you feel worse, though, just remember, if you're not getting killed by Jinmu, Bacon Jack's in the crossfire. So.
I know, right? Well, Chengdu Hunters, I mean, they're kind of playing Overwatch League on hard mode. Because they're like, well, these are our comps. This is what we're going to do. And it's like, it's not ideal. It is not the ideal way to play the game right now, but
it's super fun.
If you're super good at it, like the Hunters are, why not, right?
What I was saying is just, they play around the minefield so well, too. You can tell their communication is quite good.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, as soon as the meta shifts away from 3-3, I think these teams are going to have to quake in fear whenever they face the Chengdu Hunters.
And here we go. So, best Toronto Defiant can hope for is a draw right now. Chengdu only needs to take the first tick on this point, and they're already forcing everybody off the point into the bunker. That percent is ticking up.
Yeah, already got Envy really, really low. Remember, they just need that first third of control percent on the point to win this map. Yveltal down early, though. They lose their Mercy.
Big play.
That's a good pick by Ivy. Keo picked off on the way out as well. And if Elsa got D-mexed, that's going to be a nasty stagger. So Defiant putting the pieces together early on to buy a lot of time.
Yeah, you can tell right now with Neko back on the Ana, he's able to use the Biotic Grenade on his own team as well, so that some of the poke damage from all of these rockets chipping away at the health bars, can be healed up very quickly by an Ana if they're all grouped together inside that bunker.
Yeah, Ana does put out a lot of healing, just in general. Always a pretty good pick versus the Pharah.
Toronto Defiant, if they can hold this to a draw, they will win the match as well.
Elsa got hit with that sleep dart. Amon a little bit low here. Bacon Jack in trouble. Ooh, one more shot. Would have done it. Bacon Jack down to like 10 HP there. Very lucky he didn't just get picked off by Neko. And they only need that one tick. Remember, Toronto Defiant coming in. There's be on top of the grab. There goes Bacon Jack. Can they get Amon? Jinmu firing in the barrage. No kills out of that one. Defiant winning the fights they need to win. It's going to be less than 30 seconds remaining. You can tell they took their time to kill Keo. They want those staggers. 25 seconds left for the Hunters.
Bacon Jack used his EMP inside Ivy's grab, and now Toronto Defiant have 5 volts. If they can hold here, they are going to just win this series because Chengdu can't win 2 maps any longer.
That's right. A draw means that Chengdu can only get 1 map win left in these 4 maps. Defiant already has 2. A draw here is a win for Defiant in the overall series. Amon nearly going off here, down to half health. He's in a lot of trouble. There's a minefield. Neko throws in the biotic grenade. Meanwhile, Yakpong, he's got Lucio cornered here. Yveltal in a lot of trouble. Ivy goes down already, though. So Amon, with a chance here, he may have bought their team a new lease on life. Oh, they might have it. Envy down. Got hit with that self-destruct. There goes Yakpong. Envy trying to stay alive. Rogi down as well. And the Hunters, at the last moment, have done it. They are still alive in this series.
And a miscommunication from the Defiant. Nano boost goes on to Yakpong, but Yakpong pops his primal rage. And that caused a lot of problems for them, but credit to Amon as well, who isolated the Zarya and got the first to live onto Ivy.
Well, it's still going. Map 4 when we come back.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Toyota, official North American partner of the Overwatch League. Toyota, let's go places.